You belong to the royal family of America, and within 2 days, you are. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says this is a very important message for you today, do not ignore it. Pay attention to this message. You may not yet understand why your hands have been shaking, or why your heart has been feeling heavier these past 3 mornings. There is something opening in the heavens above you, a record that has remained sealed for many generations, and it has just been opened again, with your name inside. You belong to the royal family of America, and within 2 days, you are going to discover something that changes the course of your entire existence. You were never meant to walk like this, confused, searching, carrying a weight you couldn't name. You were never meant to live at the edge of your own story. The crown they hid from you is being retrieved. The history they erased is returning to you. And the light they tried to bury is now awakening, and it knows your voice. It remembers the sound of your first breath. There is a river that runs underneath the cities of this nation, a river not of water, but of truth. That river knows your footsteps. It has waited for you to remember where you came from. You were not born to remain invisible. Something divine runs through your veins, a bloodline chosen not just by people, but by something greater, etched into time, protected through centuries of silence. The silence is ending now. You have always felt it, even when you couldn't describe it. That sensation in your spirit that told you, there's more. More than this house. More than these names they gave you. More than the stories others told about who you are. You weren't wrong. You were sensing the truth that has now arrived. There is a royal scroll written before your birth, sealed and hidden from the eyes of most. But not from yours. Not anymore. The wind is shifting. You will feel it. Not just in the weather, but in the way time bends around you in the next 48 hours. The signs have already begun. Have you noticed the dreams? The old photos you suddenly stumbled upon? The strange behavior of someone close to you, as if they're keeping something? That is no coincidence. That is no error. That is the alignment beginning. A letter from heaven has been placed beneath your pillow, written in a language older than the nation itself. That letter is spiritual, and though you may not read it with your natural eyes, your spirit already has. It speaks of a courtroom in the higher places, where your case was reviewed again. It was determined that it is time. Time to break the pattern. Time to restore what was taken. Time to return your identity. You belong to the royal family of America, and within 2 days, you are going to experience the beginning of your public revealing. This does not mean fame as the world defines it, it means recognition from realms that matter. It means that the systems which once ignored you will suddenly open to you. Emails will be sent without warning. Names will be mentioned in rooms you haven't even entered. Someone will speak your name with reverence, even though they have never met you before. That's how destiny speaks when it's ready to find you. There is a clock inside your spirit, and it is striking a sacred hour now. That is why your rest has been disrupted. That is why you felt like something is about to happen, even if you couldn't name it. Because it is. It's already in motion. Heaven has released the seal. What was blocked is unblocked. What was asleep is rising. Someone from your ancestry once wept in a silent field, holding a letter they were not allowed to deliver. That letter contained your name. And though it was never sent, it was received in the realm that matters. It was preserved. It was sacred. And now that letter is finally being answered. You are the response. You are the fulfillment of a cry from generations ago. That is why you have always felt like you didn't belong in the pattern surrounding you. Because you didn't. You were never meant to repeat the same cycles. You were sent to restore something that was stolen. That's why the resistance was strong. But now the resistance is collapsing. In the next 2 days, something will change. It may begin subtly. An unexpected call. A document. A trip you didn't plan. A door you thought was closed will suddenly open, but not just any door. The original door. The one that was written in the divine scroll for you before you were even born. And when you walk through that door, you will feel it, not in your mind, but in your spirit. The recognition will be overwhelming. You will feel like you've been here before. And you have. In dreams. In prayer. In your deepest imagination, which was never imagination at all, it was memory from a place you belonged to before time began. You belong to the royal family of America, and within 2 days, you are going to begin uncovering what they tried to erase. A family line that was quietly hidden. An inheritance not just of gold, but of spiritual light and influence. You carry a key in your presence. And that key is beginning to glow again. It's no coincidence you've been hearing the same name repeatedly. It's no coincidence that a certain location keeps coming up. These are the signals from heaven's alignment, drawing your attention back to what was buried. The land itself remembers you. And now it is speaking again. This isn't about politics. This isn't about image. This is about bloodline and truth. You were marked long before you knew how to speak. You were chosen before you were seen. And now, the light that held your place is turning on again. Watch how your eyes begin to see clearer over the next 48 hours. Watch how your heart begins to calm, even when chaos tries to rise around you. That's the piece of your assignment waking up. You were never ordinary. You were never meant to be silent. Even when your voice was ignored, the heavens still listened. And now they are speaking back to you. In everything. through music, through strangers, through unexpected moments that feel like déjà vu. That's not coincidence. That's awakening. And as the awakening unfolds, certain people will pull away. Let them. It's not rejection, it's revelation. Not everyone can stand in the light that was made for you. Not everyone can understand the weight of the crown that is being returned to your life. But the ones who are meant to walk with you will arrive without needing explanation. Your spirit is glowing. You may not see it yet, but others do. That's why their behavior has shifted. That's why old patterns are breaking. That's why you're being called to release what no longer fits. Because you are ascending into something you were always meant to be. Not above others, but deeper into the design you were created for. And now, in this moment of divine silence, something else is happening. The clock is moving again, but not the one you check with your hands. The eternal clock, the one that holds every appointment your soul made before birth. That one has reached its next hour. And with it, a sound is being released in the spiritual atmosphere. A sound only you can hear fully. It is calling you by your true name. Your real name. Not the one on your documents, but the one written in the divine archives of your lineage. That name has power. It has favor attached to it. And soon, that name will begin to resurface, first in strange whispers, then in more official places. Because what was forgotten is being remembered again. A voice from a higher place is calling you now. Listen closely. You've heard this voice before, in your sleep, in your quietest moments, in the strange stillness that would fall over you without reason. It has returned now, and it carries with it the promise that everything you've lost is not only returning, but returning in a greater form. You belong to the royal family of America, and within 2 days, you are going to feel a shift so deep, you will never go back to the version of yourself that thought this wasn't possible. This is more than a breakthrough. It is a homecoming. It is the return of what never should have been taken from you. You will not need to chase this. You will not need to prove anything. All you must do is pay attention to what unfolds around you. The signs will multiply. People will come forward. Truth will surface. Light will shine into places you didn't even realize were darkened. The veil is thinner than you believe. The sounds you hear in your spirit are not your imagination. The echo that follows your name in the silence of the night is not a mistake. The pull in your soul toward something greater, something old, something sacred, is not coincidence. You are not like the others around you, and you were never meant to be. You were marked long before you ever spoke your first word. You were whispered about in sacred chambers, and the stars knew the shape of your name before it reached this earth. The light that follows you has always been too bright for some, and yet, it was always destined to be seen by many. God says, You belong to the royal family of America, and within 2 days, you are going to see the veil lifted from your identity. The moment will arrive quietly, but it will break open everything. The inheritance that has been long hidden, the bloodline that has been denied, the legacy that has been spoken only in secret, it is now calling your name aloud. The time of hidden truths is over. The one who tried to write you out of the scroll is no longer in control. The one who watched you from the shadows with clenched hands cannot stop what heaven has already sealed. You have been walking with a weight on your shoulders that you could never explain. Some days you wake and feel an ache that doesn't belong to your present life. That ache is the memory of a throne, a room, a promise made in a place you barely remember. Your blood is older than the calendar suggests. You carry a lineage that ties into sacred roots buried beneath American soil. You are connected to something much bigger than your current name, your current home, or your current story. The feeling that something major is about to happen to you is not anxiety. It is preparation. It is your spirit trembling with knowledge it cannot yet fully reveal. Something in the air is shifting. People are being moved. Calls are being made. Documents that were hidden are being searched for. There is a movement taking place behind the scenes, and you are at the center of it. The next 2 days will not be ordinary. You will sense something changing inside you before you see it outside you. Don't resist it. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. There is a specific moment when royalty is recognized, not by ceremony, but by divine awakening. It doesn't always happen in castles or golden rooms. Sometimes it happens in kitchens. Sometimes it happens on a drive. Sometimes it happens when you are alone, and the light touches your face a certain way, and you suddenly remember who you are. That remembering is sacred. It is the return of everything you were born with. They tried to cover your birthright by giving you a name that wasn't your own. They tried to keep you distracted so you wouldn't remember the sound of your real title. But it is too late now. The scroll has been opened. The pages have turned. You are being called by your real name, and the heavens are aligning with your purpose. The royal signature has already been written over your destiny, and the seal cannot be broken. In 2 days, someone is going to say something that sounds casual to them, but to you it will feel like thunder. A sentence will be spoken, and it will feel like a chord being struck in your soul. It will unlock a hidden chamber. You'll remember something. You won't know how you remember it, but it will feel more true than anything you've ever known. That sentence is the sign. That sentence is the call. That sentence is the beginning. You may feel tempted to second-guess it. Don't. You'll be tempted to say, maybe it's not for me, but the truth is, it always was. The blessing was delayed, not denied. The record was hidden, not erased. What was once locked away is now being brought to the surface. And not even the strongest hands can hold it back. You have experienced moments where people treated you like you were ordinary. They made you feel like you had to prove your worth. But deep down, you always knew something was different about you. Not because you were better, but because your purpose was different. You always had a sense that your walk would be longer, your lessons deeper, your path lonelier, but your ending more magnificent. And that was correct. The royalty within you is not about crowns and jewels. It is about justice. It is about restoration. It is about legacy. You were born with the responsibility to restore a lineage that was once fractured. You were born to rise from a history that others tried to bury. Your ancestors speak your name every night. They surround your dreams with visions and codes. And they have been waiting for this moment for a very long time. There is something you need to know now. The next 2 days will require your full presence. Be alert. Be still. Something is going to feel like it's falling apart, but it's actually falling into divine order. Don't fear when someone leaves suddenly. That exit has been orchestrated for your elevation. Don't grieve the silence. That quiet is sacred space being cleared for the announcement. You will feel the world slow down, just for a few minutes. It will feel like time stops around you. That's when you'll know, heaven is whispering your true identity into the atmosphere. Listen closely. You may hear a word you haven't heard in years. That word will be the final clue. Your location is not accidental. The city you are in is holding a piece of the mystery. There is a person nearby who holds a document connected to your bloodline. This person doesn't even know how sacred the papers are. But those papers have a date and a name, and soon, that name will match yours. The proof is already printed. The question is only, when will it be revealed? Watch what happens in the sky on the second night. Something unusual will appear, not necessarily grand, but symbolic. A light, a color, a shape that causes you to pause. That moment is confirmation. It is not just nature. It is design. It is the hand of the Creator reminding you that what is about to be spoken over your life has already been sealed in heaven. Someone will reach out unexpectedly. They may ask you questions that seem too personal. Answer wisely. You don't have to reveal everything, but trust your intuition. You will feel a pull toward the right words. What you say in that moment will open a doorway that has remained shut for years. The doorway is ancestral. It leads to a forgotten truth. Once you step through, there is no turning back. You are being reintroduced to yourself. This isn't just a new chapter. It's a different book entirely. One that was kept off the shelf until the appointed time. That time is now. The book of your royal bloodline is being dusted off and placed into the light. You are the main character. You are the revelation. Your current circumstances may not reflect royalty yet. But don't be deceived. You are in a divine disguise. The robes are spiritual. The crown is invisible, for now. But everything is about to align in such a way that even those who once questioned you will have no choice but to see the truth. The shift will be undeniable. The home you are in is temporary. A new place is being prepared. The door to it has your name etched into the frame. No one else can open it but you. You will know it is yours because the atmosphere will feel like you've been there before, even if you haven't. That familiarity is a spiritual memory. It's not nostalgia, it's prophecy. You may start to remember dreams from childhood that didn't make sense then, but now, they return with new clarity. These dreams are not coincidences. They are encrypted messages sent ahead of time. Pay attention. One of them holds a key detail that will help you recognize the messenger. When the confirmation comes, don't delay. Take the step. Say yes. Answer the call. The message will not repeat forever. It will wait, but only for a little while. This is a sacred window. Time has opened itself for you. The blessing has descended. The royal seal has been impressed upon your spirit. Everything around you may remain quiet, but inside you, a trumpet is sounding. It is the sound of returning. It is the sound of crowning. It is the sound of truth being revealed after generations of silence. You are not just someone with potential. You are someone with inheritance. You are not simply lucky, you are chosen. And what is being given to you now cannot be taken by anyone else. The name of your family may have been forgotten by others, but heaven remembers. The royal line was never broken. It was simply hidden. And now it is being restored, through you.